gay. But here in Edmonton the rain is a-falling, the faucet is a-drippin' and the kids are bawlin'. One of them is toddlin' and one is a-crawlin' and one's on the way. I'm glad Raquel Welch just signed $1 million pact, and Debbie's here working up a brand new act, and the TV showin' newlyweds, a real fun game to play. But here in Topeka, the screen doors are bangin', the coffee's boiling over and the wash needs a hangin'. One wants a cookie and one wants a changin', and one's on the way. Now what was I doing? Jimmy, get away from that darn, there goes the phone. Hello, honey. What's that you say? You're bringing a few old army buddies home? You're calling from a bar? Get away from that. No, not you, honey. I was talking to the baby. Wait a minute, honey, the doorbell. Honey, could you stop at the market and... Hello? Hello? Well, I'll be. The girls in New York City, they all march for women's lib. Better homes and garden shows, a modern way to live. The pill may change your world tomorrow, but meanwhile, today, here in Edmonton, the flies are buzzing, the dog is a-barking, and the floor needs a scrubbing. One needs a spanking, and one needs a hugging, Lord. One's on the way. You wind me and dime me when I was your girl. Promised if I'd be your wife, you'd show me the world. All I've seen of this old world is a bed and a doctor bill. I'm tearing down your brooder house, 'cause now I've got the pill. It's all the time the cigarette I've got, no one in the garden. 'Cause I'm where I'm from now on, won't take up so much yardage. Many skirts, hot plates, and a few little fancy frills. Yeah, I'm making up for all those years since I've got the pill. Oh, but Daddy, don't you worry now, 'cause Mama's got the pill. One evening, my husband come home from work and he said, Loretta, I've been listening to the radio, and there's girl singers that's out there singing on the radio that's making money that can't sing any better than you can. I said, I think I'm going to try to do something with your singing. Well, I really didn't know what he had in mind, because he'd never heard me sing, except walking in the house and catching me rocking the babies to sleep. He said, there's a little country band that plays not too far from here on Saturday night. Said they play for a little country dance. Says Saturday night we'll go listen to them. Tickle me to death, 'cause with 4 kids you don't get to go nowhere. Saturday night come along and he got me a babysitter. My first big night out. My first big dance. We got to the dance hall and got just a little too much to drink. Got a little bit loud. Went up to the bandstand and hollered, hey, next to Kitty Wells, I've got one of the greatest country girl singers here in the world. And said, I want you to let her get up and sing. Friends, I took off running. I heard one of the guys in the band say, we don't let nobody get up and sing here. Well, as the night went on, it got a little worse, and a little worse, and a little worse. Aggravated every one of them to death. Finally, one of them looked down at him and said, now listen, if this girl can sing as good as you say she can, you bring her over Wednesday night. So we tape a half-hour country music show, and we play it back on the radio on Saturday. He said, well, we'll put her right on the radio. They figured he'd forget it. Lord, I was hoping so. He didn't. Wednesday night come along when he come in from work and looked at me and said, are you ready? And I said, no. He said, get that way. And I did. We went over to the musician's home and they come to the door. We knocked on the door and they come to the door and looked down at us and looked like they said to themselves, gee, what have we got ourselves into? Well, one of them looked at me and says, "What do you want to sing?" I only knew one song all the way through. And I said, "There he goes." He says, "What key do you do that in?" And I said, "I don't know." He hit a key and I hung on. The next morning, they come over at my house and they hired me to sing with them every Saturday night for $5. I knew I was going to get rich. I saved all my money up and I bought me a white hat, white boots, a black skirt with big long white fringe, a black shirt with big old red roses. Annie Oakley would have been ashamed to have stood up beside of me. I strapped my guitar around my neck and I headed for Nashville, Tennessee. I'm sure if my husband would have ever dreamed the music business would have taken us away from each other so much, so long at a time, he'd have never asked me to sing that first song. I know you read articles every now and then where he gets out, gets a little too much to drink, but he gets lonely. He stays home and does all the farming, takes care of all the kids problems, or tries to, and if you've got kids, you know that's impossible. There ain't no way. So when he gets lonesome, he gets drunk. And he gets lonesome every night. So one day I wrote him a song. Called him up about 3 o'clock in the morning and I said, "Honey, I wrote you a song." Which I made a mistake by calling him up at that time of night. He said, "Well, what is it?" And I said, "Don't come home a drinking with loving on your mind. That's what it is."